that it comes out of Ephesians chapter 5, verses 1 through 14.
Yes, sir.
And it begins, first I want to give honor to God, my pastor, for this opportunity, ministers, deacons, and church family. And it reads, "Be ye therefore followers of God as dear children, and walk in love, as Christ hath loved us, and hath given himself for us an offering and a sacrifice to God for a sweet-smelling savor. But fornication and all uncleanness and or covetousness, let it not once be named among you, as becometh saints, neither filthiness nor foolish talking, nor gesturing, which are not convenient, but rather giving thanks. For this ye know, that whoremongers, nor unclean person, nor covetous man, who is an idolater, hath an inheritance in the kingdom of Christ and of God. Let no man deceive you with vain words, for because of these things cometh the wrath of God upon the children of disobedience. Be not ye therefore partakers with them. For ye were sometimes darkness, but now ye are light in the Lord. Walk as children of the light. For the fruit of the Spirit is in all goodness and righteousness and truth, proving what is acceptable unto the Lord, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. For it is a shame even to speak those things which are done of them in secret. But all things that are reproved are made manifest by the light. For whatsoever doeth make manifest is light. Wherefore he said, Awake, thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Christ shall give thee light.
Amen.
As I began studying, you may be seated. As I began studying this, I went back and I looked at, Paul wrote this letter. And when Paul wrote this letter to the Ephesians, Paul was in prison. And, you know, the history says that Paul was writing this letter to encourage and strengthen the believers in the Christian faith. And how many of you are willing to encourage somebody when you're going through something? How many of you are willing to encourage somebody and make sure that they're okay when you ain't okay? How many of you are willing to walk like Christ walked? And so in verse 1 it says, Be ye therefore followers of God as dear children.
Yes, sir.
Being a follower of God is imitating God. If we look at children when they're young, they want to imitate their parents. They'll follow their parent off a hill if they had to. But they imitate and they start picking up traits. They start picking up characteristics of their parents. So it's saying being a follower of God as their children. Being a follower of God means picking up the traits of God.
All right. Yeah.
And picking up the traits of God and being able to walk with Him. And it says walk in love. Verse 2 says walk in love as Christ hath loved us.
Yeah.
So if I'm walking around with hatred in my heart, am I being like God? If I'm walking around with hatred in my heart, am I imitating Christ? So Christ said walk in love. It said imitate Christ. Take on the characteristics of Christ. So just like a kid. You know, they take on our walk. They take on our talk. So if they end up cussing, who we gotta look at?
All right. Hello.
If they end up having a smart mouth, who we gotta look at? So it's the same thing. Christ gave us the example that we need to live by. He said, be followers of Christ.
Yes.
And being a follower, just like that kid trusts, that kid faith. and that kid believes that their parent is not going to do anything or lead them anywhere that's going to be dangerous.
Right.
And so if we are being followers of God, and we're being intimate of God, we got to understand that God loves us and that he's going to take us through whatever we need to go through, and he's not going to lead us astray.
Right.
And it says that as he loved us, he gave himself as an offering and a sacrifice to God for a sweet-smelling Savior.
Yes, Lord. Thank you.
Those parents that are in the room, how many of you are willing to give yourself for your child? Sometimes good and bad. Even when they're wrong, we want to defend them. But I have to tell mine all the time, if you're wrong, you're wrong.
All right.
And if you're wrong, I can't get on nobody else because you overrode whatever the wrong was, whatever else happened after that. You know, I just had a chance to witness to a young boy, 11 years old, going through a tough situation. And I had to have a conversation with him, and he's been getting in trouble at school, and I had to ask him, I said, you know, if I was at your school, what would you do? I would listen. So why can't you listen to anybody else that's in the same position that I am? I really don't know you. You know me because we are close. But that teacher, that whoever it is, why can't you listen to them?
Lord.
And if you're going to listen to me, hey, I told him the same thing. If I got to come up to that school, I'm going to get on you if you're in the wrong. But God's going to do the same thing for us. We wonder why we getting in trouble, why we have to go through certain things. We're going through this because we're wrong.
Yep.
And so he says, be therefore followers of Christ as dear children and walk in love.
Yeah.
And in walking in love, he says, but fornication and all uncleanness and covetousness, and let it not be named once among you as becometh saints.
Right.
And so he's not saying that you're a perfect person, because he knows that, Paul knows that we all struggle. Paul said, I have this thorn in my side. So if he knows that he's struggling, then how can he tell you to be perfect? So what he's saying here is that do your best. If you walk in love, and if you walk in that and you imitating God, you can do your best to not let any of this be named among you.
Right.
But if you go against what God is saying, if you're not imitating God, if you're not imitating Christ, then all of this can be named among you, and then you're going to call yourself a saint. And then you wonder why people talk about the church. People talk about the church because we're not trying to imitate God.
Right.
We want to hold grudges against people. We want to have our own cliques. God didn't have no clique.
No, sir.
God went and sat amongst the sinners.
Right.
He said, I'm going to come sit with you, but I'm going to tell you what's right and what's wrong. I'm not going to tell you that it's okay for you. You know it's okay for you to do that. No, you know you're wrong. And so it said, not let this be named among you. It said, neither filthiness, nor foolishness, nor foolish talking, nor gesturing, which are not convenient, but rather give thanks. So if we are communing together, if we are getting together, it's okay to have fun. That's not what he's not saying don't have fun. But your conversation should be about the testimonies that you're going through, about the testimonies that God done brought you through. Why? Because the only way to strengthen your brother, the only way to strengthen other saints is to help them understand you're not alone in this walk. You can make it just like I make it. So if I'm constantly just laughing and joking and then I come and I'm trying to win you to God, everybody gonna look at you like, really?
Yeah.
We were just talking about this the other day. Your mouth just as filthy as mine, but yet you want to lead me to God. How can you do that? So it's okay. Like I said, it's okay to have fun. But in the fun, also help them understand that what you're doing is wrong. I was there. Don't forget that you were once in darkness.
Right.
See, a lot of people, a lot of saints, a lot of Christians forget that I was once where they were. So I'm going to go talk to them like I ain't never been there. But when you are trying to witness somebody, with love and kindness I draw thee, that's what the word says.
Yeah.
And so how can you you beating people up, if you beating them over the head and you just as bad as they are, how can you win somebody to Christ?
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
But if you're being an imitator of God,
Come on.
but if you are walking in love, then it don't matter what that person did. It don't matter how much they made you mad. You still gonna love them regardless.
Yes, sir.
It's okay to be upset, but it say be angry and sin not.
Right.
And so I could be angry with you, but instead of me being angry with you and telling you my mind, I'm gonna tell you what God said. God said, I forgive you.
Yes, sir.
God said, it's okay. I know you was going through something, but he also said this battle is not between flesh and blood. Right. So when you looking at that person upset and mad because they done did something to you, just remember that it ain't them, it's the spirit in them that you got to pray for and that you got to talk to. And that's why it say reprove them.
Yes, sir.
And it says, for this ye know that whoremongers, nor unclean person, nor covetous man, who is an idolater, had any inheritance in the kingdom of Christ and of God.
Yeah, right.
It said, let no man deceive you with vain words, for because of these things cometh the wrath upon the children of disobedience.
Yes,
Be not ye therefore partakers with them. Let no man deceive you with vain words.
Oh, Lord.
So when somebody coming to you with negativity about whatever situation it is, shut them down. Don't feed into them. That's what it's telling you, because when you feed into it, that fire gets bigger.
Yes, sir.
It's like having a little fire in the yard and taking some gasoline and pour it on there a little bit. You pour a little bit of gasoline, it get a little bit bigger. But if you take that whole bottle of gasoline and throw it, what's going to happen?
Light up.
It's going to explode. So when you feeding into it, that's just like you throwing gasoline on the fire.
All right. Come on.
If you'd have shut it down at the beginning, that situation would have been dead right there and there. Where they brought it to you at, just told them, hey, we ain't going to talk about that. Let it go. It's done.
Yeah. Right.
Keep walking. Keep walking in love. Let's be imitators of Christ.
Yeah.
Because if we continue to feed that, that's why the church breaks up. That's why families break up. Because instead of putting it to rest,
All right.
we want to hold on to that grudge.
Right.
I'm guilty of it. For 10 years, I tell this story all the time. For 10 years, I was angry with my father. For 10 years, I let that eat me up. It ain't hurting them, it's hurting me. I couldn't deal with people on a regular basis. I couldn't walk in love. How could I walk in love when I'm upset with somebody? And I'm holding a grudge with somebody, against somebody. It wasn't until I released that from myself.
Thank you, Lord.
And when I released it, then now I can forgive you, Dad. I can forgive you for what you did, but as long as you hold on to it, see, that's why God said, I throw it into the sea of forgetfulness. I ain't even gonna think about it no more. You know what? You made that mistake, but that's okay. Let's keep moving. It's erased from the time that you brought it to him. But yet, it's the devil that brings it back up. It's the devil that have you fighting in your mind that I did this, I can't go no farther. But God said, I don't forgot about that. So if you remind the devil that those vain words, that devil bringing that stuff back to you, if you remind the devil, hey, stop that. God done already forgave me for it. And I'm going to go ahead and move forward. And I'm going to keep walking and I'm going to keep doing what God asked me to do. So it said, be not partakers, because if you partake in it, if you let one person start talking and you don't say nothing, some people take your quietness, your non-response, as approval for the mess that they in. So all Paul is telling you is be encouraged and just be strong enough to say, hey, I know you're going through something, but God can bring you out of it because he brought me out of it. And if God can bring me out of it, come on, let's go. But see, some people you don't want to associate with because they vain words that actually get you, because it's something that you might have been thinking, something that you might have in your spirit, that'll get you on that side, and then you over there and you can't do nothing about it. But go back to God.
Yeah. Right.
And then we get to verse 8. Verse 8 says, for ye were sometimes in darkness, sometimes darkness.
Yes.
But now now are ye light in the Lord.
Yes.
And so that's what I was saying. You can't forget that you were once there.
Yeah.
You can't forget that you sinned. You can't forget that you was a sinner. Why? Because it's part of your makeup. But being part of your makeup, being like Christ, now I can be stronger. Because if I forget about it, I'm gonna fall over it again. I'm gonna stumble over it again. But if I hold on to it, I can be stronger at when that situation comes for somebody else. I can show them how to walk through this.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been there. I've done that.
Yes, sir.
So
Thank you, Lord.
I gotta walk in the light of the Lord.
Yeah.
And if the Lord is my light and my salvation, He said, whom shall I fear?
Right.
So COVID-19, what you got for me?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Hello.
It don't matter what it is, because I shouldn't be fearing this anyway. But the fear is stronger. And so if we hold on to it, if we walk in the light, knowing that we were once in darkness, I can witness to anybody. I can win anybody because I'm going to use my experiences to do what I have to do.
Yes, sir.
It says, walk as children of the light. God said, ye are my children.
Yes, sir.
So if I'm a child of God, what good am I doing walking in darkness?
Oh, Lord.
Why do I have to conform to this world? The world should be conforming to me. Because I'm a child of God. I got to walk like God did. If we love one another like He said, He says, no greater commandment did I give to ye, that you love one another as I have loved you.
Right.
That you love one another.
Yes, sir.
That's in John chapter 13.
Yes, sir.
So if He didn't give you no greater commandment than that, then why can't we love one another? Why can't we show the same love that God did?
Yeah.
That no matter how you treat me,
Come on.
it's like Job said, though you slay me, yet will I trust in you. I'm going to trust in God because God going to give me the heart that I need to love you, the heart that I need to make sure that you are, that I can win you to Christ versus turn you away.
Right.
He said, for the fruit of the Spirit is in all goodness and righteousness and truth,
Yes, sir.
proving what is acceptable unto the Lord. In all goodness, righteousness, and truth.
Yes, sir.
So if I'm walking in the light, why am I not telling the truth? Why am I having secrets? God see everything. So if you think you're hiding something, God already seen it. And actually God said, I know what you think before you think it. So if He already know what you think before you think it, ain't nothing you can hide from Him, because the only way you can hide it is not think about it. And you got to think about it to not think about it. And you see how confusing that gets? So you trying to hide from people, but the person that you need to make sure you ain't hiding from is God.
Right.
Forget the people.
That's right.
Because if you walk in the light, it don't matter what people got to say. Because if I'm walking in the light, they can't name none of that among me because I ain't doing it. So if I ain't doing it, then okay, whatever you got to say, you can make up whatever you want to. You can say whatever you want to. You can do whatever you want to me.
Right.
But like Job say, though you slay me.
Well,
And see, Paul is locked up. Paul is in jail right now, trying to encourage the Christians, trying to encourage the saints to be strong and be encouraged. Keep moving. Keep walking. Walk in the light. Be like God.
Yes, sir.
He said, for it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret. When you know somebody's secret, and you know somebody's dirt, and you talk about it, don't you feel ashamed sometimes for that person?
Oh, Lord.
So if you feel ashamed, ain't no use even talking about it. So he said, quit gossiping.
Right.
Quit telling everybody's secret to everybody else. It's their secret. They didn't want nobody to know. That's why they did it in secret. The only person that needs to know is God. And if they told you, you and God is the only two people that need to know. So he said, quit talking about it. Move on. And if you're going to talk about it, let's tell them, hey, you wrong. And let's get together and let's pray together. Let's walk together. He said, but all things that are reproved are made manifest by the light. And whatsoever doeth make it manifest is light. Wherefore he hath awake, wherefore he said, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Christ shall give thee light. And Christ shall give thee light. So if Christ is giving you light, and Christ is helping you be who you need to be, then what you got to worry about? It's just like the kid. The kid is learning from the mother, learning from the father. The father and the mother are teaching that kid what to do and how to do things. Now, we get teenagers and we kind of lose our mind. Y'all been there. Then we don't love our mama no more, or we might not like her, but we still love her. And then we start wanting to do our own thing. So Paul is just encouraging you, don't do that. Be imitators of God as children. Stay as a child right now. Don't grow up on this. He said, walk in the light, walk in love. And why should we do these things? Why? Matthew chapter 5, starting in verse 3. This is why. It says, blessed are they. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed, 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 for they shall. So walk in the light. Be blessed. If you really want to be blessed, you really don't want to struggle no more, you really don't want to ask that question of, why me, Lord, why this? Walk in the light. Walk in love. If you love everybody else, God said you will be blessed. Blessed are they, for they shall. Blessed are they, blessed are you, for you shall. So you keep walking in the light. You keep doing what God said. You keep being an imitator of God. And if you imitate God, God's going to continue to bless you. God bless you.